Good morning, everyone. Today I am presenting cognition and learning. My name is SK Yasin and my roll number is MF19. So let us come to the introduction part. Introduction. Introduction to the cognitive process. So first of all, we know about what is cognition. Cognition is the mental process involved acquiring, processing, storing, and using knowledge. Example, when you are thinking, understanding, listening, remember, learning, etc. So the concept of cognition is when we are acquire, process, and storing knowledge. That's called cognition. And the second point is learning. Learning is a process of acquiring new knowledge, skill, behavior, or value through study, experience, and any others activity. So learning is a process to acquire knowledge, develop skill, and change our behavior. Then let us come to the third point, cognitive psychology. What is cognitive psychology? The cognitive psychology is a scientific study in the internal mental process in our brain. Then come to the second slide. Second slide, the core cognitive process. The how to process our cognitive, how to develop our cognitive. The first is perception, the process of interpreting sensory information to make sense of the world. That means when we see the object and this object knowledge acquire our brain or our schema, and this process to perception. That's called perception. Attention, the ability to selectively focus on a criterion stimulus where ignores others. That means when we are attention in a selective stimulus and particularly response this stimulus, like when we are see multiple of flowers, and when I see a particular flowers, that is my attention, and when this flower characteristic we know, that is the our cognition. Okay, so let's come to the third slide, memory. So what is memory? Memory is a process to uh, encoding, storing, and in our brain, like short term, long term, etc. Then we are come to the third slide, development of concept. So how to develop our concept through group similar object, idea, experience, and category based on the shared attributes. It's help to organize knowledge, create mental framework. So the main concept is the concept formulation. When you are gaining some knowledge about any object, and this object characters storing our brain in a right way, then we are say this character is a concept in our brain. Logical reasoning. So what is logical reasoning? Logical reasoning, applying knowledge through systematic analysis through inductive reasoning as well as deductive reasoning. The logical reasoning means is to acquire knowledge through a systematic analysis. Then we will come to the next point is critical thinking. Critical thinking is evaluating information from a judgment on. That means when we are facing a problem, any problem, so in this time we are think the problem and systematically solve the problem through critical thinking. That is the critical thinking. The strategy for teaching concept, the how to build our concept. There are multiple strategy to teaching concept. First is metacognition, aware, awareness and awareness and standarding of the own thought process. Know how will you performing selecting right strategy. Learner centered strategy, relating new information to the learner's existing background and experience. Example, Jean Piaget's theory, assimilation and accommodation. So the concept of learner-centered strategy, that means when teacher teach their student, he also maintain the assimilation and accommodation concept. Like when he teach, he know about the prior knowledge of the student, previous experience, and then he teach there. So it is a learner-centered strategy. Meaningful experience, emphasize the relevance of a new material and building information sequentially. So meaningful experience means the when we teach something, an example are used, the meaningful. That means the teacher when teach something, he use the example for their daily life situation. That's all. Discovery learning allow learners to acquire new knowledge through new tasks, challenge, and real-world problem. So discovery learning means when the learner acquire knowledge through the new tasks, new challenge, and real-world problem. So what is problem solving? The problem solving is a method to solve a problem through group, through individual. Okay. The problem solving the process to defining the analyzing a problem, gathering potential situation, implementing the best one, and evaluating the outcome. It is cognitive skill and process to use, overcome, slash and achieve the goal from simple daily tasks, complex business, technical issue. The problem solving method is the teacher give some problem and the student are solved in his own thinking, own skill. That is problem solving method. Conclusion: by understanding the mechanisms of the cognitive process, educators and learners can empty effectively strategy like metacognition, meaningful learning, and discovery learning to maximize their brain potential, enhance comprehension, and build deep, meaningful knowledge based on the lead lifelong learning and better adaptation to the world. So finally, we are conclude that when we are using critical thinking, metacognition, problem solving strategy, it is a maximum use their brain potential. Enhance our potential through potential of brain, potential of comprehension, but build a deep and meaningful knowledge based on the lifelong learning. Student, you have any question? Then ask me. I will discuss detail. No question. Thank you everyone for listening my lecture. Thank you.